Hi, welcome back to Christine's Home Affairs. This video is going to be a tutorial for you to learn how to make a zippered pocket inside a bag. This pocket can be put on the outside of your bag or on the inside of your lining as well. It's going to have a little bit of a difference. This is a viewer request. I had a message from somebody on one of my latest videos and they asked if I could make a zippered pocket with a secret pocket on the inside of that. So what I've decided to do is over the next 3 videos is incorporate this into this video and another one coming up in a couple of days' time. Today's video we're going to do a secret pocket with a zippered pocket. It's going to have a welt pocket on the inside, and if you use the same fabric for both pockets, then you'll have a camouflage section on the inside and nobody will see it. When I do the big bag with this particular pocket in it, I'm going to have a contrast so you'll actually be able to see the 2 different pockets. So in this one, if you want to just have a pocket with a zip on the outside of it, you can follow that part of the video and leave out the welt pocket completely. So it's up to you whether you want to do both pockets or just the one pocket. So hang around and I'll show you how to make this sneaky little pocket inside a bigger pocket, inside your lining or for the outside of your bag. By showing you how to do this technique, you will then learn how to actually incorporate this style pocket into any bag that you make. You can make a tiny little pouch using exactly the same techniques, or you can make a great big duffel bag or utility bag, whatever size you like, using all of these techniques. It's really up to you what size fabric you want to use. But stick around, I'll show you how to do it with the fabric sizes that I've got, and then you can go and incorporate it into a bag of your own. Okay, here's what we're going to need. For our secret pocket, we want 8 inches by 12 inches. We need a 12-inch zip. We want 14 inches by 22 inches for the zippered pocket, and we also want to put a stabilizer on the back. So all I've done is ironed on a lightweight dressmaker's interfacing for the back of this, and for the lining you need a piece of fabric that is wider than that 14 inches you've got for your pocket. I'm actually going to be putting this pocket into a bag. I'll pop a link for the bag up in the corner for you when it's ready. So this is a 14-inch wide piece of fabric. The lining piece that I'm going to be using is 18 inches wide. The 8-inch piece of fabric isn't required at all if you're only going to be doing the zippered pocket. So the first thing we want to do is make the zippered pocket. I'm going to mark this with a pen so that you can see, and we're going to measure 1 inch down from the top, and we're going to come in 1 inch from either side. So our zip will be within that 12 inches just there. From the line that we've just drawn, we're going to come down 5/8 of an inch, and we'll close that up. And then we're going to draw a line halfway between these two. And then you just want to draw a couple of diagonal lines, and that is just about 1 centimetre or 3/8 of an inch. I'll find the centre of this piece of fabric and I'll just mark a notch out at the very top. So that's my centre position just there. When you've marked out the section for your zipper, we can now determine whereabouts we're going to put our invisible pocket. When this pocket is finished, the fabric will be folded together like this, and there'll be a zip on this side of the fabric. So our invisible pocket or our secret pocket needs to be on the other side. If you just find the center here, just finger press that. We want to have our invisible pocket in here somewhere. And we're going to be doing a welt pocket or a single welt pocket like we've done in a couple of other bags recently. So that pocket is going to sit in this section here. Now, when we do our zipper, there's going to be 1 inch at the top of dead space. Then we've got the zip, and then we're going to put the pocket. If we use this side as a guide, this is going to be the finished size of our pocket. At the top here, we're going to have 1 inch of dead space, and we'll also have a fold in our pocket as well. So this is about the size of the pocket that we're going to have. I don't want to have my pocket too high at the top. I'm going to bring it down, measure from the top here, and we've got about 3.5 inches. We'll work on the back side of the pocket, front side up. I'm going to come down 3.5 inches, and that's where my single welt pocket is going to start. Set that aside for the moment. With our pocket, come down 1 inch. We've done this before in the single welt pocket, so if you just want to know how to do a single welt pocket on its own, I'll pop a link for the video. 1 inch from the top, then I'm going to come down another inch, and I'm going to measure 1 inch in from each side. Find the center of your zippered pocket, and we want the center of this one, and we're going to place these together. There's the center of the back section of my zippered pocket and the center of the secret pocket, and it's 3.5 inches from the top. Take this to the machine, and we're going to stitch around this box that we've just created here. Before we do that, we'll just mark a line right in the center. Okay, I've redrawn the lines for you. The first line is 1 inch from the top, then we have the outside line, again another inch from there, and then we have a line directly down the center here, which is 1/2 inch in between there. And then we've got our side lines, which are 1 inch in from the edge. I'm just starting at the very top edge of that rectangular box. You can start anywhere along the top there. It's preferable not to start over in the back corner. When you get to the side line, keep your needle down, pivot your work. Now we can cut open the center section and then cut on the diagonal into the corner. I just noticed that I've actually drawn my little diagonal slit in the wrong direction. It actually should go that way. So as long as you don't cut it wrong, you'll be fine. Cut into the corner, but not through your stitching line. We need to turn this inside out now. Before we do that, we're going to press this. So take the flap that's at the top there and just give that a nice crisp edge along here. Bring the side in, do the same thing, and the other side, and you can repeat that for the bottom edge. Then we can turn the fabric to the wrong side. Now we can press this. Once this is pressed properly, turn it back to the wrong side. We need to create a little pocket at the top here. Take this piece of fabric here, and we're going to fold it up so that it meets just the very top edge of this rectangle here. Just pinch the side edges together. So we've got an inch opening in here. It's only about an inch of fabric that you need to bring up, and fold it up until it sits just at the very top edge of the pocket. Flip it over, and there we have our invisible pocket just here, which is your single welt pocket. So I've pinned that in place and I have the opening just there. We're going to take this back to the machine and stitch the two short edges and this long edge at the bottom here, and that'll just secure that little flap onto your opening there. It's up to you if you want to stitch along this top edge here. I actually like to have uniform stitches all the way around, otherwise it messes with my head. So I'm actually going to stitch all the way, but when I stitch this top edge, I'm going to make sure this is not in the way. Again, I'm going to start part way along one of the long edges, and we're just doing a very small 1/8 inch top stitch all the way. Make sure your needle is down when you turn corners. And when you come back up along the top edge, if you choose to do so, just make sure that little pocket is out of the way. And there's a little welt pocket. So this is going to be the secret pocket behind the main zipper pocket. Okay, we're not quite finished with this part of the pocket yet. We need to still close it up. Take the bottom edge of the pocket, bring that up to meet with the top edge here. Once you've pinned or clipped your fabric in place, turn it around so that it sits right side up. We're going to take this back to the machine. I find it easier to stitch these pockets when the main fabric is facing the top. That way I'm not going to accidentally stitch over it. Stitch across here, fold that out of the way, across the top, fold this one out of the way, and down again on the side. So the secret pocket is done, and if all you wanted was a single welt pocket, well, that's what you've done here, okay? And you can easily go and use this as a lining inside your bag now. We're going to now do the zipper section. So remember, this was the back part of our zipper pocket and this was the front part. So now we're going to go and do the section for the zipper pocket. So what will happen when you've got your zipper here, you'll stick your hand in and put all your bits and pieces in here, but you can also hide some treasures in this little pocket just there. And nobody will know that it's in there. A pocket in a pocket. Take the fabric that you're going to be using as the lining piece for whichever bag you're making. This one here is 18 inches wide and my pocket fabric is 14 inches wide. My zip is 12 inches wide. I need to make sure it's 1 inch less than the pocket size. Determine whereabouts you want to have your zippered pocket on your fabric. This will be personal choice. So whatever you want to do with your bag, completely up to you. I'm going to mark a line 2 inches from the top. So I'll just draw a random line there with an erasable pen. I've marked the center of my fabric, so the center is just here, and I've got the center of the fabric for my pocket piece as well, which is that little nick just there. Take your fabric, place right sides together and line up the center with that center marking on your lining fabric. And we're going to line it up just along that line I've just drawn. You can see it's already starting to fade. It's an air erasable pen. You can pin this in place. We're going to stitch along the outside edge there, come down the side, along the bottom edge, come up the side and finish up again. So just sew directly onto those lines you've just drawn. Now whilst I'm at the machine, I want to just go and stitch the end of the zipper closed here and along this edge as well. Move your zipper teeth out of the way and just stitch straight across there. So far this has been pretty much the same as the secret pocket. We're just going to cut the center open and cut into the corner. And again, we will give this a really good press. And then once you've pressed that, turn the fabric to the wrong side and press everything nice and evenly. Okay, there's our little opening for our zipper. Now, before I did just go and close up the end of my zip, I know that it's already closed up at the metal tab here, and we've got the stoppers just here, but this helps prevent everything from splaying out. And if you're using a continuous zip, then it stops the zip from going any further as well. Now the zip is going to sit underneath, so you want to line up your zipper so that the teeth are centered really well inside your little opening just here. And once you're happy with that, you can stitch that in place. I like to use a double-sided tape. This will help keep the zipper in place. Pins will distort the fabric, so for me double-sided tape is much easier to use and it can be repositioned. I'm going to run a strip of double-sided tape just on the edge there and along the bottom edge, and this will just help to keep the zip in place. I'll start by lining up the side edge here where the little metal tab is, and before I press everything in place, I'm just going to manipulate the zip so that it sits nice and straight, and when I'm happy with it, then I'm going to press the tape down. If I muck it up, I can reposition the tape. When you're happy with the position of your zip, go along and top stitch right along the very edge of your lining fabric, all the way around. And just make sure that there are no metal teeth in the way here. Stitching down the sides, you don't want to accidentally stitch on anything with any metal. Okay, making sure that everything is in position, and by using that double-sided tape, If it is a little bit out, I can always lift the fabric and reposition it. Starting at the top, I'm going to top stitch right along the very edge and go all the way around. Alright, there's our zipper in place, and what we need to do now is close up our pocket. Turn it around to the wrong side, bring up the bottom edge of your pocket fabric. So I've clipped that in place, and this is the secret pocket that we've got just on the inside there. Turn it around and just fold in the side edges and the top edge, and we'll stitch the long edge here up along the top and the side edge to close up our zippered pocket, and then our pocket in a pocket is done. Backstitch at the beginning and the end. Okay, now for the big reveal. So this is your zippered pocket inside your lining, and you can equally put this pocket inside the outer part of your fabric as well, and you can do exactly the same thing for the secret pocket. So we can have the zippered pocket on your main bag fabric with your secret pocket inside it as well. Let's have a look. So there's our regular zippered pocket, and if you have a look further in, you have the welt pocket. Now I've intentionally used the same fabric for the pocket lining and also the welt pocket to camouflage it. So there's our welt pocket in here. We've got a really deep pocket here for the zipper. You can keep a whole heap of things in here, your purse, your phone, makeup, all sorts of things. There's plenty of room in here, but if you stick your hand in just that little pocket there, you might find a stash of 50s in there. Wouldn't that be exciting? So it's a great little place to hide a wad of cash that nobody will even know is there. Thank you so much to the viewer that suggested making a zippered pocket with a secret pocket. And I better make sure I don't leave that money in there, otherwise I'll sell the bag and somebody will have a bonus. So there you go. It's actually quite easy to do, and you can go and put your secret pocket into any sized pocket you like. You can actually do 2 welt pockets as well, so you don't have to do a zippered pocket. You can do your welt pocket like I showed you in previous bags, and then do another secret welt pocket on the inside. So plenty of options. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall catch you next time. Bye for now.